a bastard. I guess that would be a child born out of wedlock, illegitimate children.
Okay.
Do y'all think they're blessings to the world?
A bastard?
Yeah, because
like an asshole.
there's this consensus that all children are blessings.
Mm-hmm.
Bastards are children. So
Yeah.
are bastards also in the blessing group like the other kids that are born within a married family?
Is anybody in here a bastard?
I'm saying when you say bastard, do you mean like an asshole type?
A bastard is an illegitimate child you had out of wedlock.
Yeah,
I mean,
I feel like
technically,
our
I'll be
kids
one.
are blessed.
I mean,
Do you
if we going by
'Cause our
definition,
kids got- our
technically,
kids got
my parents
potential.
weren't married.
Yeah,
Second.
Technically, I would be one.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Hold on. Does it count?
You
if
get married, you're not a bastard. Nah. If you
hold on. Definitionally.
okay, definition.
Definitionally, if you're born out of wedlock, you are a bastard.
Right. Okay.
But if they get married, are we still gonna consider them in our conversation?
Because you legitimize them. No,
Okay.
they're legitimate children at that point. I'm just saying, just random.
What you think? You being there, what you think, bro? Do you think it?
I think we put a lot of like emphasis on having children in wedlock. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's like if they're in a single parent situation, then that's a quote unquote bad child just solely because of the fact that they come from a solo or a single mother household.
Yeah.
That's kind of I look at that as very subjective. You feel what I'm saying? Because just because you come from a single mother household doesn't necessarily mean that you are a curse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The opposite of a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at myself as no curse. You feel what I'm saying? But teach his own.
What you was gonna say, Christian?
Nah, I was just about to say I still feel like they listen to the world because I feel like our kids got potential. I feel like our kids, bastards, assholes, badass kids. I feel like all of them got potential. So, I mean, they too young not to have potential. Now, if they older and they bastard, then it's just too late for them. They just
What age would they have to be too far gone?
To be older and to be a bastard. What is that?
To be too far gone.
I'm just saying the technical form of a bastard. If you older and just a bastard, then you just a bastard. But they still got potential though. You know what I'm saying?
Are you saying from the womb?
Yeah, like I'm just saying all kids are blessed, whether you a bastard or you bad as fuck or anything like that.
But I'm saying, what age is a child too far gone to be a blessing for you?
18.
Like so you give a child to 18 to be bad, and if they 18 and still bad, they ain't no hope.
It's over.
I seen some motherfucking renegades. You got about 3 years old. I see a bad kid about 3 years old. It's over with.
Oh, I done seen 15-year-olds.
And the reason I say that, it just depends on the dynamic. Yeah,
3 years old is crazy.
It's really 11. Like I said, this psychology is the prime years for child development as far as work ethic, personality, identity is 2 to 11, and the stretch to 13, depending on the circumstance. Because you got some boys that develop earlier than others, but it's it's really 2 to 11. This science, you can look it up. After that, if I meet this person at 13, because what I ask is, we can just pull up a compilation of mamas and grandmamas crying at their funeral where that little 2-year-old got their head blown off by a little nug, or by a little jug house. That's coincidentally a bastard. This mama crying till she can't no more. This daddy crying till he can't no more. Or this sister, whatever the case may be. You saying those are they're a blessing, they got the same potential. The one that's behind the wall, turning.
I mean, at that point, it's too late. But I'm just saying, like, before we get to that point, our kids still got potential.
I'm saying, what's the point? You said 18. Yeah, but we got signs and data that show really you want to catch them.
But at the same time,
18.
But no, I'm saying he said fuck the signs. He said 18. I say fuck the signs. I'm saying 3.
You saying 3? Okay.
If I about 3 years, and the reason I say it depends on how you getting raised. I think by 3 years old, I can tell if a kid gonna be bad or not. Even if, and I don't want to get too personal on some family shit. I know some. I got some family members.
Tough, said.
That look. They might hear this motherfucker today. they kids.
They bad as fuck.
So you don't think that they're redeemable?
No.
At 3?
3, he throwing a child away at 3.
Right. 3? Hey, he throwing them away at 3.
No,
they personality is
I'm gonna tell you why. The reason I guess the bastards is a blessing they coincide is because how you go about getting the children and what you do after you get the children. And the part about what they're doing while the child is here, the parenting, is piss poor. So whereas we could be like, oh, this could be corrected, the parents don't have the will.
Oh, you just ain't got faith in the parents.
The know-how to correct certain things. And also the history of one of the parents and them being a little slow. They was in the LD class and they don't want their child to go through, they don't want their child to be going and get tested and be put in the class because how they felt they was ridiculed and stuff like that growing up. So they don't want to go and do that with their child. But this child clearly needs to be tested. Clearly, it's he need to be tested. So much so, you know it's bad when your family don't want to come around if the kid is there.
I mean, it's a lot of bad kids, bro. But I mean, I don't know if I'm just gonna say. I don't know if I'm gonna say at 3. Though.
I ain't gonna throw them away at 3.
I don't know about at no 3 though. I look at that situation that you describe as anecdotal. You know what I'm saying? Now for that individual, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga said 3.
I'm like, God, leave 3.
Like you ain't even give it a chance.
They ain't been walking 2 years.
3.
He already done with him, goddamn.
Y'all think I'm playing?
I'm saying for that particular, like I'm guessing just like in general, I'm like 3 is kind of like a very early age to just be like, okay, they got certain behavioral issues. Yeah, let's catch the wolves. You know what I'm saying? Like this, I don't know.
I'm gonna say this, and I think this is another thing. Having kids, we be like, oh, 3, that's still young. No, they know what the fuck going on. Believe it or not, they know what's going on. They know when you tell them stop. They know when they misbehaving. The kids know when they read in the room. They know. Y'all done seen little kids where they got pushed in the basket at the store and they whole energy shit when people walk up. Kids read what the fuck going on, no matter what age they is, especially at 3 years old. Yes, they've been around other people that have been in daycare that have picked up, because you got to think about it. They're more, they have more wherewithal at that point because they're not around the people that birth them and take care of them on a daily basis. So being around other people, their guard is up a lot more. So they paying attention. And I noticed this with both of my kids. They say, hey, what is this? Such and such did this. They always ask questions about just the little minute details that a person does because they're trying to figure out, is this normal behavior to do? So they know, trust me. 3 years old, when I see a bad kid at 3 years old, don't want to listen, defiant, jumping out shit, don't care if they hit their head against the wall, all types of shit. I'm telling y'all, you know a bad kid.
I mean, hell, a 3-year-old could say that they a doggone bird. They don't mean that they gonna grow up believing they still a doggone bird. I mean, it's just I don't know, man. Like
3 is crazy.
I was a terror at 4 years old. I drove my dad's car across the street into my neighbor's house. I burnt our apartment to a crisp. I'm talking about backdraft type shit at 4 years old. I had to develop after that. That didn't set that wasn't a chain reaction of events that lead me to be even more destructive and more ignorant.
So let me ask you this question. Was your father there to help you through the shit you was on?
You said help me through?
Like parenting. Was he a good parent to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was there. But I'm saying I was 4 years old doing this, but if that's the case at 3, that means I'm going to continue this trajectory of destruction.
No matter what.
But did you hear me say about the parents or the kid I'm talking about though?
Yeah, well, we ain't talking about the parents.
Right. But that's why I said a lot of this coincide with the bastards.
Because what you ultimately saying is environment, and
that's
a whole different conversation.
Hold on, environment. But when we talk about bastards, a lot of people believe in having bastards because of the environment. That's why when we talk about like a lot of hood culture and stuff like that, a lot of people believe, hey, that's just my baby dad, and who that is my baby dad. Like a lot of people believe that. So a lot of people are having kids and not raising them. That's why we having the conversation of bastard blessing. Most of these kids that are bastards aren't a blessing because they don't have the proper structure, family dynamic, or people that's there to raise them. Just think about how many people we've heard that say, my mama had to go to work. She worked 2 jobs. It was just me, my brother, and the lady next door just used to holler at us and tell us to get back in the house. Your mama know, your mama at work, you ain't supposed to be outside. So those are a lot of people that parent themselves. That's why when we talk about the statistics of people that be in jail, who call it sexual assault, running away from home, mental illness, all this stuff, but come from those type of environments where they are bastards.
Okay, so that's what we get into. So all kids are not a blessing.
That's why it coincides.
You agree with that? All kids are a blessing?
I think, they blessings to who they blessings for, right? I think all kids blessings, they don't come home with me. Yeah.
Long as that come on to you.
As long as
Right,
they don't
because
go-
see,
yeah.
like that might not be a blessing to me,
Mhm.
but hey, you keep taking them back with you. You know what I mean? So hey, you like them, you raising them. That's a blessing. It may not be the one that you particularly wanted, right? Because we do get blessings that we don't necessarily always want in the way that it comes.
Yeah.
They blessings.
So have you seen people with bad kids?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it like online. I don't have friends with children, so.
Oh, okay.
What you said?
I do. Well, I do. Oh my God, I do. I do have 2 friends with kids. Yeah.
How they kids?
One of my friends, her kids are great. She has a newborn and a 2-year-old, or almost 2. You know, of course, you know, they're good. And the other friend that I have, you know, developed later in life, you know, that we know.
Okay.
You know, her kids are a little bit more active, you know. They're active.
Oh, yeah, they gone. I see him.
Come on.
He got to fight at the school. Yes. Go ahead.
But I still think they're blessings, but they just are, you know.
Nah,
active.
they go. Okay. They go.
Saying the kids gone.
They go.
I feel like all kids are blessings, true enough. But to piggyback on what she said, basically is how you handle those blessings. Because sometimes we do mishandle blessings. But it depends on how you handle those blessings, where is the environment, who they're around, how you discipline them and everything like that shapes that child. But all children have potential to be whatever they're meant to be. I don't feel like sometimes kids are unredeemable, especially not at a young age. I can say that.
So what age you got till you like write this kid off?
I'm gonna say until they're about 13.
About 13.
That's puberty.
That's how they hit puberty.
Well,
With some go through
it's
it
crazy
earlier than others.
Because what I want to
but-
hit at, what Ashanti said is that I'll let you go. It's like we had this idea that what you do don't affect me. We could just pull up that news clip about that shooter that was on the south side by Hush.
Yeah.
25 families affected by that one.
Right.
And just because it ain't yours, don't mean, you see what I'm saying? It could have been your child out there that you got to put in the dirt.
Yeah.
See, it's a different conversation when you bring in these parents and talk to them and get in their face and see what they dealing with. When you say, they ain't my problem, you can go and take them home. But this person stay down the block and they got that Draco now and they piss at their daddy. But they see you, we see you, and your daddy putting them new J's on your feet. I don't like that. I'm gonna bully you.
And people love to say it take a village to raise a kid, but when the village say something about the kid, it's an issue. What you finna say, Ashanti?
So, well, just to speak to that point, that was an adult operating at Hush. It was an adult. You know, he was a child at one point in time, like we all were, but he made an adult decision to go down there and do the things that he did. It does.
But do you know if he's a bastard or not?
I'm not familiar with his background. I don't know. But I do know people say it does take a village to raise a child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think that is true.
I don't either, but
you know, it does help some people need help, but like I was raised by my parents. You know, I didn't have any raisins from grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins. None of those people had any authority on or had anything to do with my raising.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was going to say is there are a lot of adults that think like how you do. Age 3, we need to get a handle on things because it is going to change the trajectory because my mama wasn't going.
Mm-hmm.
When my sister was born, I was like 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom, you know, said that I was already potty trained. And she was like, you start trying to act like you finna pee on yourself and revert back, maybe because I wanted more attention or whatever. And she nipped it in the bud. My sister and I never had the opportunity to be bad at 3 because she was cutting it off.
Yeah.
I never was a bad kid. I know people, you know, you did bad things and other kids have, but there are parents that do, you know, get a good strength, hold on their kids.
I want to do boys and girls go through different shit.
It's a totally different.
You think
totally
so?
Different.
And the reason I asked that question because Chris said he ran the car into the neighbor's house. Me and my brother did the same shit.
Yeah.
But it was an accident. We ain't driving. My brother was trying to climb to the front
I'm 3
seat.
years old.
Tried to climb to the front seat and kick the car together. So it just drove into the neighbor's house. It didn't like we took it. But at the same time, like, I don't know. Because I don't know if I hear stories like girls having that type of thing growing up. But
and then my mom was at home, so like how I'm gonna be bad?
Yeah.
How could I even get in the car?
Yeah.
My mom was trying to figure out where am I. Like we had a playroom, a play area. That's where we playing. Any other time we are supervised heavily.
Yeah.
I didn't even get in the car by myself. Yeah. Or have opportunity to do, some of the things that y'all.
It's old school, so Dad got the old school Buick or whatever. You ain't got to hit the brake to knock it out of gear.
Yeah,
just slap it. Yeah, you just hit that.
Yeah, see, my dad had a Mustang.
But he running in the house.
That's the same thing. Like my dad was just running in the house to go. I think the power had when I saw our garage wasn't working, so he had to run in the house to lift the garage up. Was gonna drive. Our drive was on the hill.
Oh,
things was different back in the 90s.
I wasn't born in the 90s.
You was born.
It's like 87.
We were kind of like raised. I'm like 88.
Showing your age.
You definitely had that thing for sure.
So you ain't have to push the brake. You just come on down.
But I was saying is you go through those things and you develop and grow, but that environment is gonna be that's why I say one thing affects the next. You see what I'm saying? So it's no matter. I heard you mention he's an adult, but we're saying the people the victims, even though they're adult, they're still children. They got parents. Hush is 21 to whatever. The motherfucker 21 just hit 21.
I will say this without giving too much because
raised, it could be someone that was a bastard. I hate to really say that word, but a bastard. It could be someone from a single parent household. There are people that come from all backgrounds that will go out and commit heinous crimes, and it doesn't have anything to do with their childhood. It's their decisions that they're making as an adult today.
Most of it has something to do with Jeffrey Dahmer is a prime case of that. He's a prime because they study how he got exposed, what his daddy did and all that. If you look at crime back in the 60s, pre-civil rights, you have no black on. It's nothing remotely close to what's going on right now when you had an 86% marriage rate.
Thanks.
You had no type of crime that you have now at an 86% crime rate. So now
you gotta think about it. It's 76%
single mother. Yeah. So now we gotta look at the environment. So then this is a result of having children carelessly, whether it's out of wedlock, whatever, not doing it right. That's a significant drop to what you see now to what you had when you had those rules and standards. We weren't doing the sexy red and all of that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying it's a pathway to get to where we at. You just don't wake up 21. You know what? I'm finna go down the hush and goddamn.
Now I'm gonna say about that situation. Bruh does come from that type of environment.
Oh, he does.
Yeah. Then what I'm saying, not to get too personal, but he comes from a crime family. So it was kind of unfortunate. It was kind of like I ain't gonna say written in the stars in a way.
Yeah.
But being in an environment where you're around drugs and you're around that type of environment, it was kind of like for him, what I'm saying, kind of like bound to happen. I mean, hell, have y'all seen that documentary?
I watched a little of it.
So they did
a documentary.
So it's like a documentary they did down like in Mobile, right? Like
what's it called?
Man, I forgot the name of it, but
Streets are killing us.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Wait, no, I didn't see that one.
Something like that, and he was like, "Man, shoot, I mean, why would I take mercy on you? You may try to come and kill my folks." I'm like, and I'm looking like, "Oh,
it's on Netflix."
No, this is like on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
It's like on YouTube.
I think I seen the clip.
It.
I ain't watched the full.
You can see the clip. They showed the clip on the news. But if you watch that whole documentary, it'll make sense.
Yeah,
they can introduce that stuff early, and like I said, you infused in that. You ain't finna just you don't go to Bible study every Sunday, do everything right, and then at 19 you a cold-blooded killer. Yeah. That shit started this shit started early. It's early trauma that pushes you into that.
I said 3 years old. And the reason I said another thing about 3 years old too, because I think you start understanding, like I said, understanding like who you should fear. And when I start seeing like children not fear their mothers or be like disrespectful or disobedient to the person that gotta feed you. And the reason it's just a simple concept. They said a dog don't bite the hand that feeds it. That might sound crazy, but the dog know, hey, I can't bite my owner because I know I ain't gonna get no food. Same thing. I would think a 3-year-old would be smarter than a dog. Sound crazy? I know. But a 3-year-old definitely smarter than a dog. So when I see little Ray Ray, she said, "Hey, sit down." That's why I be seeing when I be in the Walmart seeing black boy, sit your motherfucking ass down. Whoop it, whoop it. I said, "Oh my god!" And the kid just do what he's still doing, and she come. Why are you cussing and talking to this kid like that? I hate when parents talk to their children like that.
For that
Oh
matter,
my
too.
god.
Man, you don't get your dog whooped your face ass.
Because
Hell
at 3 years old, some kids are not smarter than dogs. I don't give a fuck what you say. A 3-year-old is not smarter than my dogs. I don't care what you say.
It's like just act like you don't see it. Just keep
Just
going.
saying.
It's okay. What we got?
What your dog can do? I got that. We gonna put this to the side. What can your dog do? I got a 3-year-old for you.
If I tell a 3-year-old to sit down one time, he's not gonna do it. If I tell my dog to sit down one time, he's gonna do it.
Your son sit there.
I'm about to say that one.
That's your son. We talking about bastard. I mean, we talking about.
Oh, well, you right. Got a point. I give you that one. I give you that one.
So if I tell a bastard to sit the fuck down, he's not one time.
You might got a point.
He's not gonna sit down. If I tell my dog to sit down one time,
Yeah, because you just asked, have we seen bad kids? What's the definition of bad kids?
Right.
A kid that don't listen.
Right. So if I tell my dog to sit down, best believe he gonna sit down. If I
that.
tell my dog go eat, he gonna go eat. If I tell him go use the bathroom, he gonna go use the bathroom.
All right, I'm gonna give you that. You got one off though.
I give you that one.
He got one off.
Just saying. Some 3-year-olds ain't smarter than dogs.
I agree.
We gonna give you that one. Take us out, see what we got.
I think that's it for today. We're gonna come back in here. What, Monday?
Monday. Miscellaneous Mondays. Want me to get a rundown?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, we got a new lineup to kick off this latest season of the New Normal Podcast. We're doing Miscellaneous Mondays. These are going to be call-in shows. We want to build a community for the people to, discuss a lot of different topics outside of relationships. I know relationships is the number one thing to talk about on social media as far as content, but you got the job market, you got the housing market, you got a bunch of different things taking place that a lot of people are not privy to, and we want to expand and create a platform for those who are dealing with those to call in, engage us in some conversation. So that's Miscellaneous Monday, 7 p.m. We're going to do Outrage Wednesdays, where we bring up a topic, and whether that's tip culture, we talk about tip culture. Why I got to tip you, I'm getting food to pick up, just a bunch of different things.
One of the things we should talk about this Outrage Wednesday is you mad that you had to go back to work? A lot of
that DEI, a lot of programs are funding.
Kara was talking about she was mad. She had to go back to work.
Oh, you had to go back to work, right?
She had to go back to work.
Brad, you had to go back in, right? Sir. Yeah. A lot of people. You said a lot of people ain't feeling that, right?
Oh, complaining. Why we had to come? We could sit doing remote work.
So we'll do that Outrage Wednesday, and then Saturday night live stream, which is what we're doing right now. It's 7:30. I know we started a little late tonight, but we're gonna try to stay on tack and on point with these times. But Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, you can catch us on the New Normal Podcast.
We're gonna let everybody get their salutations where you can find them. We're gonna let Ashanti go.
Hi, you guys can find me on all social media platforms at Ashanti Jordan. Remember, when you raise the barrier of entry, you force the standard to rise. Do not have babies for these men. Ladies, please protect your wounds. But if you do, make sure you're choosing a good one. They look like they serving. So make sure you get a good baby daddy that's going to, at least, if he ain't going to be there for the baby, take care of the kid. Just choose the best option.
It's your boy. God damn, I look good. It's your boy. Y'all can follow me on Instagram. I changed my handle, y'all. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Light Skin Chris. The eyes are the number one. So yeah.
What is it?
The eyes are the number one. It's
that's
light.
The whole thing?
Just in Light and in Chris. So yeah, the eyes are the number one now. So yeah. But I'm Light Skin Chris now. So let me be light skin. Thank you. But I'm just telling y'all my social media. Is that a problem?
No, I'm confused. Like you said,
the eyes are the number one. So instead of
the
typing eye, you type number one.
Oh, on the light skin part.
On Light and Chris. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all there. That's
okay.
it.
You confused.
My bad. I'm just saying. But
I actually thought you was giving like the eyes are the number one. I thought there was a saying used for the make.
Oh no.
Oh,
literally, my eyes are the number one.
I like she said you raised the barrier.
Oh, we give
the eyes eyes are the number one.
You thought that was your catchphrase?
Yeah, I thought that was his catchprise. I was like, okay.
I got what you put down, Chris.
I appreciate it.
That was my blood moment.
I'm gonna leave y'all with this, fellas. Don't be busting in these freaks, man.
It feel good sometimes.
The fuck how it feel. Don't be busting in these freaks. Cause when they got their child support hit, they got their check every 2 weeks. Don't come on New Known Podcast complain.
It's Legacy_made. We now getting the Legacy Suite together. Shout out to Sid and Ashanti for allowing me to come in and be a part of this thing. Like I said, we just want to build the studio out, open up opportunities for more content. Follow the store at legacyroom_vintage. Follow my Instagram at legacy_made.
You can find me on all social media platforms at justcallme.coach.
Toastmakers, shot takers, and puff chasers. This is your grace, Sir Bradley Ashton. You can follow me on IG at Sir Bradley Ashton, all one word. Sir Bradley Ashton, all one word.
It's a new normal podcast, and we gone.